Hey Rocketeers, welcome back to another coaching video. In the following clips, I was coaching a Diamond 3 player who actually just got champ after the coaching session, which was pretty awesome. If you guys want to join our growing community, be sure to join the SSL Academy, or if you're looking for coaching yourself, you'll find that in the Discord down below. So be sure to join there. Anyway, enjoy the video. Right, so just out of curiosity, I normally like to ask this at the start. What do you think your biggest problem is?
I'm probably, well, number one, mechanics. I feel like my mechanics are really lacking. Secondly,
Okay.
I feel like I'm not watching the players as much as I should be.
Mm-hmm.
And then boost management is a very big one, I think.
Okay, so we'll be looking at, so mechanics are something that I don't really consider to be too important. Like, I managed to reach SSL without really being able to do any crazy mechanics, so I don't think they're necessary as such. But obviously you do have to learn them at some point, Like, when I hit SSL, I had to like smash out my mechanics pretty hard to start competing hard against some really good players, but I wouldn't worry too much about mechanics. As long as you train them on the side, you should be alright. And in terms of information, looking at your opponents, that's all about information gathering, so I'll try and point that out to you during the game. Like, good times to do that. And then the last point you made was boost management. So we'll keep an eye out on boost lines and see if we're wasting our boost with kind of unneeded movements throughout the game. So let's take a look.
I think I also sometimes get into my teammates' way. I feel like I need to be where they are, and I feel like I should take over. So like they might be in like shadowing position, and I'm not sure whether I should like challenge the ball while they're shadowing, or if I should rotate back to back post. I'm not really sure what I should do.
Alright,
so sometimes I kind of like get in their way and shadow with them, and it's not a very good idea to do that.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that as well. A lot of that comes down to, so this is quite a common problem that I've had in quite a few coaching sessions, like kind of ended up in strange and awkward double commits with your teammate. Not necessarily like double commits, but playing very close to each other. And it's normally because of, as you said, not watching your teammate just like you'd watch the enemies, right? Like, you want to keep a good eye on your teammate as well.
Yeah.
Kind of think about what they're doing. So we'll try and see that through the game as well. Right, okay, so see here, we need to be very careful. Yeah, definitely, we don't go for this. So there's a couple of reasons we don't go for this. You want to take a guess at any of them?
My teammate just committed. I'm low boost. Yep. I need to go back. I need to like be ready to defend this. I usually do. I don't know why I went up for that.
No, that's alright. It's good that you recognise a couple of the reasons why I shouldn't go for it. So you said that you should go back. Now I slightly disagree with that. So what I would do in this situation is I would do what you did. So first off, we have this moment here where we have everybody in our cone of vision here. So we see everything, we see the ball, and as soon as we see our teammate commit, first thing that goes through our head is we're second man, and we got to be a little careful now. Regardless of what the play is, first thing, careful, second man.
When I say go back, I mean like what I would usually probably do here is kind of close up towards the ball and then kind of turn around. So if it's going up the wall, I would kind of go up the wall with it so that they would commit. Because I'm there and they'll probably think I'm going to go to hit it. Usually I wouldn't actually go up to hit it. I would just go up with the ball, make them hit it, and then go back and collect it.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much exactly how you should play this. This perfect shadowing, really. Yeah, so what you would do is you would just, as you said, you go up the wall, and obviously you realise that the enemy here does have the ball. And did you watch any of my videos on initiative?
Oh, I did, yeah.
Yeah, so the opponent has initiative here, and we have to respect this a whole lot. This I did a coaching session a little earlier on today, and they weren't respecting initiative enough, and it was a big problem with their gameplay. We always have to respect when the opponent has initiative, and we have to kind of let them make their play and respond to it. Yeah, as you said, if we go up the wall here, we want to try and force them to make a play and just immediately cut back. And just as you said, you pretty much said it perfectly. You just want to play the shadowing. Obviously, it looks like this guy's probably going to just smack it. And he'd probably get a free ball if he just went back. Yeah. Even before you challenged, I don't even think he saw you, if I'm honest with you. I think he just smacked the ball. So
yeah.
Gotta be completely free for you. Okay, but we managed to recover. We're heading back. And yeah, I'm not sure if we can do much about that.
It's going really like inwards to our goal. I was like, oh.
Yeah. This is kind of just like a reaction test for you.
But if I hadn't have left him in the 2v1 situation, then...
Yeah, so I mean, I like to say in Rocket League that most goals are scored about... I mean, the higher ranked you are, I'd say like even very high ranks, a goal can be scored like 30 seconds before it's actually scored.
Yeah.
So like one fuck up 30 seconds ago results in a goal 30 seconds later. And a lot of the time in my games, like, there's a moment where I realise, well, that just happened and we're going to get scored on in 30 seconds. You know, like, you can just feel it.
Exactly. And
that was that play that you just did there, right? Like, there was a recovery chance here where your teammate either saves this or you can make a save. But the bad play was set in motion from the commit earlier on, so...
Yeah.
We have to take responsibility for it regardless. Gonna be there for a pass. Give me a shoot. So, first thing we're thinking here?
I'm thinking they are both... I think both of them are looking towards the ball, so they probably got possession. So I'm probably going to shadow here, or at least just put on some pressure. I don't think I've got a shot here.
Yeah, so Nitro has definitely got possession of the ball. They have initiative at this moment. Teammates flipping backwards towards our net, so we want to buy him a little bit more time to pick up some boost and rotate around. So definitely going to opt for shadowing here, and we'll see what you do. Commit. We've got to be a little careful there. So even with this commit, we do win the commit, right? But the reason this is still bad is because we have no teammate.
The backboard.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the hit's kind of bad, but we don't worry too much about that. The problem is we're hitting the ball in like a... I mean, obviously, I don't know if you're trying to shoot here, but there's no way we can get a shot.
I think I was just going for a 50, kind of like... I didn't think it was going to go to the right. I think he was going to hit it, and it was going to just kind of 50 into me, and kind of go more towards the left.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
I think I only single jumped here to prevent myself from committing too much.
Yeah, no, that's really good. It's a good thing to keep in mind when you're committing on actually a lot of balls. Like even if you're first man or second man, single jumping is a really strong tool.
I might have flipped
it's good that you got that in mind.
Remember.
Yeah, so what I would say in the situation is, regardless of like what the goal is here, so I think there's not any chance of you scoring because he has initiative and he's always going to get 50, and he also has his teammate that's back too. And you know, if we hit it to the left here, we're going to give free possession, the second man. And then if we hit it to the right here, we have no teammate to turn and follow because he needs to come back and needs to turn. So we have kind of like 3 options for this ball, and none of them are good. So we just have to shadow.
Okay.
And the moment we get the trigger for shadowing is, so there's like a single trigger that always, for me, triggers the second man shadow in my head, and that's when I see my teammate like this. Like I'm looking at my teammate, I'm thinking, this guy needs some time, right? Like no play I do here is going to be good because I am solo. And the only times you can make a solo play work like this is if you have like a really good 50 or a really good challenge. Or even then it's still a little bit risky, so I would normally just go for like a play that I can get more than one touch on. So like if the ball was bouncing out to here, then I would commit fully, like a second man. It's like I push up and I take a ground to air dribble, and then I'd like dribble up here, and this buys my teammate a lot of time as well.
Yeah.
So plays that you can get multiple touches on, control the ball for a little while, they can be really good plays because you can set up your teammate for his rotation.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, just be wary of, just kind of think about the trigger, right? That's kind of what I want you to take away from these moments. As soon as you see this trigger, you're in safe mode, you're in shadow mode, and unless you see a clear, like above 90% percentile opportunity of this working out, you're not going for it. And it goes, you wanna get what we thinking here?
I'm probably gonna shadow here.
You think so? I see an enemy goal on the timeline. It's coming up. 3 seconds. It's the exact same scenario as last time, right? Our teammates even rotating back on the same side, doing the same thing. The teammate commits, and we're pushing up. We're using a lot of our boost as well. So you'll notice here.
I have been trying to play a bit more aggressive, because I just kind of want to explore different playstyles and see, kind of what works and what doesn't. So.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good to experiment. So now that you said that, I'm going to touch on what I was talking about before with the enemy. So there's 2 types of shadowing. And now if you want to have an offensive playstyle, committing on the ball, I would say is not an offensive playstyle. So if you want to be like really good in offense, what I would say is you want to learn how to offensively shadow really well. So that's what really high ranked ones players do. Like Khaled, I see even Zen doing it, even though he's more of like a mechanical god and less of a game sense player. But you know, Retals does it. All of the high level ones players do it. Jack does it a lot as well.
Yeah.
So what offensive shadowing is, and this is where you can push your limits, right, with offense. So what you would do is you would turn here, so like you do, and you do this when your teammate is committed. So this is the perfect scenario for it. So your teammate's committed, but you don't want to just go back, right? A lot of players would just chill out and they'd just go all the way back and they'd sit in defense and kind of wait for things to play out.
Yeah.
But what you want to do with defensive shadowing is you want to push up as you do, and the limit is what you set it and what you want to experiment with. I always say to people that you're going to be very surprised by how far you can really push this. So the better you get at it, the further you can push it, right? And there's even some very good players that can push it like all the way up to where the opponent is. If you're in certain scenarios, if you're keeping a really good eye on what's happening. But so for offensive shadowing, teammate commits in 2s. This is kind of, and the ball's in the enemy like 4th quadrant. So in this area, this is your trigger to start offensively shadowing. You want to come up here, and you want to put pressure on the enemy, give them audio cues if they can't see you, and if they can see you, you just want to push up and be very menacing and look like a threat.
Yeah.
And you want to start offensively shadowing. So right at that point where you jumped, that's where you don't jump, and that's where you're going to turn. So see how you pushing up here? It was perfect, right? It got this guy to jump, it got him to give away his initiative, it got him to pass. So imagine you don't jump here, and imagine, so you've done offensively shadowing perfectly, right? You've literally done it perfectly. You've pushed up, you've pushed the limit, but instead of turning around and taking the free possession, we've just committed on the ball instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so try and work this into your play a lot more than committing. If you want an offensive play style, this is really the only way to do it. Committing on the ball is never really going to work for you. There's again, there are exceptions and some circumstances where you can commit on the ball, but that's kind of for you to learn like the more you play. But it always comes from offensive shadowing, right? So this is kind of the base. Push the limits, and then you start experimenting with catching your opponent off guard and things like that.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video and took something useful away from it. And if you did, a like, subscribe, or a comment can go a very long way to helping me. So thank you, take it easy, and peace.